If you think herbs are hard to grow, well, you should try this planter. It is the perfect way to get herbs into your life. Hi, I'm Alan from Newlands Nursery, and this is today's 5 Minute Friday, and it's one of my one of my favourite groups of plants, which is also popular, and it's herbs. We've grown herbs for decades, even displaying them at Chelsea Flower Show, at Hampton Court Gardeners World, all that sort of stuff. So when it comes to herbs, we really do know what we're talking about, and this planter is perfect for a beginner or someone who just loves herbs in their life, and it's super easy to do. So I particularly like terracotta pots for herbs. I've filled this with a good quality multi-purpose compost. I'm going to add a little bit more to it, but you don't want to see me stocking up a load of compost in there. It's just a bit boring, so I've pre-done that. The herbs that I've gone for are ones that work virtually all year round. Some might die back a little bit if you keep them outside, but they are kind of an all year round thing, especially if you can keep it in a sheltered spot or conservatory or something like that. So I've got 4 Seasons tarragon here, which is like normal tarragon, but it's slightly easier to look after, and I actually prefer it. We've got chives, mint, compact marjoram, a common thyme, and a oregano country cream, which has got that lovely oregano flavour to it, but has that really pretty foliage. So well worth putting into a planter just for looks, plus you can use it as well. So what I want to do is I'm just going to place the plants on the compost. As you can see, it's a little bit low at the moment. So we want the plants to sit into the container just like this. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more compost just to bring it up. Now I happen to know that these are 9cm pots, so you want the compost to be about 9cm below the pot line, basically. So when you're there, it should sit like that. And what I always think is worth doing is actually placing them in a spot that you think they're going to work to begin with, just so you get an idea of what it's going to look like. So that's roughly what I'm going to look for. So I've put some chives and mint at the back, which is going to get taller, a nice centerpiece of this tarragon 4 Seasons, and then the slightly lower growing stuff at the front there. Being a round pot, there obviously isn't a front, but you can kind of make a front. Okay, so the one at the front, this one here, was still sitting a little bit low. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit more compost. Then what we want to do is take them out of the pot. So the best way to do that is grab the plant like that, just secure the top foliage and squeeze the pot. And then just place it on the surface. Something like a marjoram I want to trail over the side, so I've put that right on the edge. The thyme is a similar story, just on the edge there. And remember, if you take your time, you can try it out in different places. You might think, oh, it's actually, does it look good there, and swap them around. So it's always worth taking a little bit of time, placing your plants to check that you're happy with how they're going to look in the finished container. So you just do that, repeating for all of the plant varieties. Now some people will think putting mint in here is asking for trouble because it's going to take over, and to a certain degree that is the case, but it's going to take a long time to do it. And when I say long time, maybe to take over these plants entirely, maybe a couple of years, and you get a lot of joy from this container, and it doesn't mean you can't redo it in a year's time anyway. A lot of us want to renew our containers all the time. So the fact that the mint will take over, in my mind, unless you really want to keep this for 5-6 years, it's worth having the mint in there because it's such a good herb to use. So now all I have to do, I'm happy with the container, is fill in the gaps. It's as simple as that. So you're going to get some compost on the foliage, it doesn't matter. If this is going outside, it's definitely going to get rained over on, and if it's going inside when you water it, it will get any compost off the leaves. Don't be tempted to really compact the compost. You're sort of just encouraging it into the gaps. We want to make sure that all of the roots have got contact with the new compost. Simple as that. Just double check, there's a little gap between there. And you can even slightly rearrange them, holding the root ball to get them exactly where you want. Now it takes around about 2 weeks for a container to really settle down and look its best. So give it time to settle down, give it a good water. All of these plants are kept they're kept in an area that basically will get frosts, so we're not worried about it. They're nice and hardy, so don't worry about it too much. Put this outside the kitchen door, but if you've got a conservatory or something like that, or basically with herb containers, wherever you're going to pick them and use them, that's where I'd place it. Any questions at all, get in contact. See you soon.